Okay, welcome guys, and happy Thanksgiving week. I'm so glad that you guys got on. I know it's a busy week for all of us, but I'm glad that you guys are on and made the time for your business. So let's get started real quick. Here tonight, we're going to talk about, how to craft your story. And it is a whole presentation that I learned about at the Platinum Edge event that I was just recently at in Dallas. Let me just adjust this light a little bit. And it was taught to us by Chelsea Pearson, someone who I love following. If you guys want to follow her, her name is Chelsea Blush on Instagram. I love following her story, and she really talks about, how she uses social media as her diary. And that's exactly what it is for her. It's her diary, her way to share everything. Just unplug. Make sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Sorry, I had my headphones plugged in. But this call is just really going to sum up her presentation and all of my takeaways from it. So let's get started. Okay, so there are two ways to share your knowledge, right? You can either push information out to people and, share about the products and share about health and wellness, or you can pull them in to your story, right? You can pull them in with that story of yours. And that's something I've been trying to focus on when I post on social media, is trying to pull people into my story by just simply sharing it. So tonight I just made a post. You guys may have seen it. And instead of saying, guys, I use the 21-day fix, or I use T25 for the past 4 weeks, and, I'm kicking butt and I feel great. Instead, I'm saying, guys, 4 weeks ago, I was in a bad spot. I struggled. I fell off the wagon. I was riding the struggle bus. Did I wait until Monday to start? Did I wait until November 1st? Or did I wait until the new year? No, I didn't. I got started now. What makes me different from others is because I got started now. I didn't wait for, next week, next month, next year to get started. I got started now. Pull people in with your story. Really try to grab their attention by using that story of yours, because we all have it. And no matter how small you think it may be, it's inspiring to someone. So I'm just going to make sure we're still recording. Okay. Guys, I want you guys to remember, because this is something I struggled with. You guys have multiple stories. We don't just have one story. We have multiple stories to share. So I want you guys to know, you don't have a story. You have stories that you can share and they need to be heard. There's someone out there that needs to hear your story, not my story, not Carly's story, not, Lindsay Matway's story, last year's top coach. They need to hear your story, because you matter. Your story matters to someone. And I know your story matters to me, but maybe it's going to inspire someone to get started. Maybe someone's going to say, well, because of them, because Marie got started, or because Savannah got started, because Connor got started, I'm going to get started too. Turn that mess that you have into a message. We all have a sticky situation, right, that we're in, whether it's health issue, it's financial, it's a job we hate. There's some kind of mess we're in. Stress, whatever it is, turn it into a message. Don't dwell upon it. Instead, turn that into a message to help others. Share it, because if you aren't sharing that, sometimes it's a little hard. I remember before, when I was going through my health issues, I didn't want to share them because I figured, who would want me as their coach? Someone who has health issues. Who would want me? No one would want me as their coach, right? Why would they want me? Instead, I try to hide it. And that did everything terrible for my business. Instead, I was open about it. It was hard for me, but I, posted with tears streaming down my face. And I said, you know what, this is my mess, and I'm going to turn it into a message and help others with it. And the outpouring of support I got from that was amazing. So we all have that mess, turn it into a message. Focus on breadcrumbing your story. All these little pieces and details that make you who you are, make you that person you are today, or where you are in your life, or how you found me or your coach on social media, that's part of your story. Where you're at right now, or where you were yesterday, is part of your story. Where you're going to be, and your vision for where you want to be in 1 year from now, that's a part of your story. Breadcrumb these little bits and pieces and constantly share them over time. Share these little bits and pieces daily. Your story is something that you guys should be proud of. I know before I used to be, not ashamed of my story, but I was a little embarrassed of it. But don't be, because someone out there needs to hear your story, like I said, and that's what matters. Ask yourself, when you're going to share your story, what makes you you? What struggles did you face? What struggles did you have? Or what struggles are you currently facing? How are you overcoming those struggles currently? How do you plan to overcome them? And what have you been doing? Because someone out there is having the same struggle or similar struggle as you, and they need you to share that. And when I realized that, it was a game changer. So this is one of the posts that Chelsea did at the Platinum Edge, and it says, in this world, you're either growing or dying. So get in motion and grow. You can invite, be proof, and grow yourself. When you invite new people, have new conversations, new experiences, and new beginnings. Be proof, new levels of strength, new results, new ideas of improvement, and new testimonies. Grow yourself, new breakthroughs, new doors unlocked, new mindsets, new skills, and strategies. The 3 vital behaviors create motion in your life and in your business. Motion creates content that you can share on social media as a part of your story. If you aren't doing those 3 vital behaviors daily, I know it's hard to share. I know Savannah and I were talking about it last night, how we both struggle. I struggle with it. The days that I don't do my workouts or eat healthy, it's hard for me to share. It's hard for me to, have those conversations. Instead of just going through the motions, we're going to actually authentically do it, right? So that motion that you're doing daily, those 3 vital behaviors we should be doing, will create that content for you to be posting. Okay, sharing on social media. Sometimes it seems difficult, right? But it's so worth it, because just think, if you go out every day and you go out and say your means of meeting people is going to a grocery store, okay? And you find 2 people to talk to in the grocery store every day. And that's it. And those are the only 2 people that hear your story. And guess what? 2 people meeting at a grocery store to tell your story, that's amazing. But imagine if that's all you did for your business. Maybe you even just met 2 people per month at the grocery store and you shared your story. That's it. 2 people per month. Imagine if you shared your story on social media to 200 followers daily, 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, 20,000 followers. How many more eyes would be on yourself and your story daily if you got out there and shared it on social media as opposed to just sharing it in person? How many more eyes could view your story? How many more ears could listen to that story of yours? I want you guys to remember that. Social media is a platform that can help you share your story better. Okay, this quote, it's from Girl Boss, and I really love it. It says, don't be ashamed of your story. It will inspire others. This is a reminder that I always need to see is, doesn't matter what part of my story it is, whether I'm talking about binge eating, whether I'm talking about, anxiety, it's going to inspire someone else. And you'd be surprised of who comes out of that woodwork because you have the courage of sharing your story. It's honestly amazing. So how to begin sharing your story. We're going to go over a little bit of that, especially at the end. We'll all have some action items for you guys, and I'll post them in the team page as well. But I want you guys to, break down your story. What makes you you? What struggles have you had in your life? Why did you become a coach? Why did you seek out a challenge group or a coach? What were you struggling with? Ask yourself that. That's part of your story. Where were you a year from now, 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself in the future a year from now or 5 years from now? That's all a part of your story. Start sharing that because people need to hear that. Okay, this is a little bit about how to share and keep track of all the content and photos and stuff you want to post on social media. So this way you always have it. Google Drive, which is what Chelsea showed us. She has a virtual content vault. She uses Google Drive and she does it right here. Lessons learned, quotes, stories, testimonies. And she has it on her phone as well. And this way she always has content she can share, photos she can share, things she can recycle. Because I know for me, sometimes I'm like, crap, I don't have enough memory on my phone. I can't find that photo I want to post. Instead, we can use Google Drive. For me, I call it Idea Creator. But it's honestly been a game changer for me, and I just started using it. Okay, here's a weekly post structure that you can use to get your story out there. These are some ideas, of course, come up with your own too, but Flashback Friday, Throwback Thursday, Feature Friday. What I'm doing now is a huge one. I'm actually going to do that tonight. Moment in Time Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Relive the Month. Think of those post structures if you need help posting content, because posting on social media is the easiest way to share that story of yours. What makes a good caption when you're posting on social media? Sometimes it's hard, right, to come up with a caption. Remember, short and sweet one-liners. What about the one-liners such as, a quote? Diamonds were a girl's best friend, and then yoga pants happened. This is all from Chelsea, this slide, and I really loved it. She said, sometimes she's out there and finds like really great quotes, maybe don't be ashamed of your story, it will inspire others. There you go. That's a quote right there. There's another one. She believed she could, so she did. That's another one-liner. Negative wording. I never thought I would feel comfortable in my own skin. Talk in numbers, right? How to stay organized in 5 steps. That's going to draw people in because you say 5 steps. Use emotional power words. I was destroying my body until I discovered a secret. How powerful does that sound, right? Lastly, ask a question. Have you ever felt like you have no control over your life? Those are just some simple captions that, you could use or use as examples. Okay, questions to ask yourself, right? I want you guys to think about this. This is one of your takeaways that I want you guys to think of. If you need help sharing your story, think of this. If you need help with anything, honestly, just use this. Here are the questions. What am I struggling with? What inspired me today? How have I grown since yesterday? What is my biggest excuse? What is my plan to conquer it? What does success look like for me? How did the old me think? How am I hopeful? What am I hopeful about? What was my light bulb moment? How did I win today? Ask yourself those questions. Those are simple things that you could share on social media. Simple things that you could share and convey your story with if you guys, use this to your advantage. Think of this. When you're struggling every day, be the person you needed every single day when you're struggling. When you didn't have a coach, be that person you needed every day to everyone else. If you, used to sit in your bed at night crying because you were so sick and tired of your life, be that person to pick others up that you wish you had right there, right then. Be that person each and every day, and honestly, it will be a game changer. So I just wanted to leave you guys with those tips. The takeaway was those questions to ask yourself, and I will post them in the team page for you all. Thank you guys for getting on. I know tonight was a crazy night because Thanksgiving's coming up for those of us in the U.S. And I'm really proud of you guys for getting on no matter what is going on in life. So have an amazing night, you guys.